Today's job is going to be to change the middle silencer on the car. When I restored the car last year, I bought quite a cheap exhaust system. Its type was Imasaf. Bought it on eBay from Germany. The parts actually seem to be made in Italy when they were delivered. They seem quite popular. They're sold by a lot of different places, but the problem with it is it leads to quite a loud drone, which is present pretty much from the first start up to about 30 miles an hour, and most of your town driving is done at that speed, so you get the loud drone for most of the time. Once you're above 30 miles an hour it disappears, so it's fine for motorway driving but not for town driving. So I'll try and give a demonstration. I'm not really sure if it's going to show up, but at least we'll have a comparison between the old exhaust and the new one. So let's see. I'm in park. So hopefully you can hear the sort of drone that I'm talking about. We'll get another clip once the new exhaust is on. Okay, the car's up on the ramp now. It could actually go up another 6 inches or so, but I don't want to put it up any higher because I'm going to be sort of manhandling the exhaust, and the higher you put the ramp, obviously the more unstable it becomes. So until I know how much leverage I'm going to have to put on, I think it's better to be safe than sorry. The points where I'm suspending the car are the front chassis rails and the rear subframe mounts. Let's go and have a look underneath. So everything should in theory be relatively easy to take off, given they've only been on there a year or less than a year, and there's no rust. I'm not sure how well the exhaust sealant paste is going to hold them on. I guess I'll find out soon. It's the back of the back box, and then the front of the middle box. So hopefully it should be reasonably easy to get this off. Time will tell. This is actually a really useful tool for removing or installing exhaust hanger rubbers. Makes the job much easier. What I've done here is just support the rear silencer before I pull the rubbers off. A lot of this job would be better done as a two-person job, but I'm on my own. Well, not on my own, but I don't want to call my wife out to help unless it's really necessary. That'll probably be necessary a bit later. Anyway, I'll have a go with this. Okay, about 10 minutes with the hammer, tapping the joint and then tapping the back of the box of the rear silencer and wobbling the rear silencer around. Eventually, after about 10 minutes of effort, the back box is off. So I think that came off a little bit easier than expected, which is good news. So the mid box came off fairly easier than the back box, so that was good news. So I just need to change over the shackle onto this exhaust and then get the new one fitted in. See you later. To help fit the exhaust back together, I've polished up the ends of the new middle box, and I'm going to have to try and clean out the ends of the back box. I remember when I fitted it the first time, it was really quite difficult to get it all to fit together. Now it's been clamped down, it's going to be tight. So I'll use the die grinder and this flap disc, and I might have to use some burrs to get that properly cleaned out. Well, that worked better than expected. Nice and clean in there. You can see that this area will be a bit of a problem when I'm trying to fit the two parts together. These two pipes are slightly narrower than these two. This is the aftermarket part, it's not made very well. You can see that that gap there is tapered. I had the same problem when fitting the other middle box. I'll just need to wedge a piece of wood in here to splay these two apart, and hopefully they'll go in reasonably easily. But I'll carry on, try and do a trial fit here first, make sure I don't have too many problems, then I'll know what I'll be facing when I go to put it on the car. Okay, so I just pushed this wedge in between these two pipes, and both pipes fitted together very nicely. You can see they've got full depth and shouldn't get any gas leaks here, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'll now go and have a look at the back of the downpipes and give those a clean up. Okay, a bit tedious, but it's best to get these cleaned off before I try to refit the exhaust. Okay, so I just had a trial fit of the middle box. I've not put any paste in yet, and it seems to fit okay. Try and get back a bit. It seems pretty good. The hangers line up. The bump stop. See if I can see the bump stop. I think it fits okay. Yeah, bump stop's underneath the correct position. So I'll take it off again and refit with some exhaust paste. This is the exhaust paste that I'm going to use. I've used it before and I don't really like it. It's either too thick or too runny, the consistency. It's not really been well mixed in the tube. I used to like the look of the stuff that Ed China used on Wheeler Dealers. It was a nice thick consistency, it was blue in colour. If anyone knows what it was that he used, it'd be great if you could leave that in the comments for myself and anyone else who might be doing an exhaust job sometime soon. I'm not sure if I'll manage this one-handed, but this is the last rubber to go on. Kick it over. There we go. Oops. I'm not sure if that was even shot. So, exhaust on, back, front rather, middle, and rear. So it's nice and evenly spaced, so I'll go ahead and put the clamps on. Okay, that's it all fitted. It turned out to be an easier job than I anticipated. The old one came apart much easier than I thought it would. I thought it would be more difficult. Anyway, I'm going to put it back down and turn it on, let it idle for a while, and bake out that jointing compound. So here we go with the restart. Doesn't sound that much different, to be honest, but I won't really be able to tell till I take it out on the road and see what it sounds like when I'm driving. So what's the conclusion? Well, I would say that there is a modest improvement in the volume of the drone, which was annoying me. This noise appears anywhere between idling stationary and about 30 miles an hour. My wife also thought there was a bit less noise than there was before. So was it worth it? I'm not sure. The exhaust I put on was more than £400 from SLS-HH versus the Imasaf exhaust, which was about, I don't know, £70 to £90. Marginal improvement. I guess I'll live with it for some time before I decide finally if I'm happy or not. Maybe the back box also needs to be changed, because the back box is a cheap back box as well. I'll look into what the price of that is for an OEM one, then make a final decision, but probably not too quickly. I'll leave it a few months and see if I can live with it as is. Okay, bye.